Hey there, YouTubers. How you doing? This is White Tiger 1. What I have here today is a President Washington base radio. Let me get this one to here. Right there. Okay. This radio had been given to me by a friend of mine, and unfortunately, the display on this radio is not working right. Let me get it plugged in and show you. Okay, there we go. Now, when you look at the front of the radio, see right there? Now, that's supposed to be channel 38. That's 37. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, there's channel 40. There's channel 1, which looks fine. Channel 2, okay, now you see there is some blanks right there. And I go back to channel 1, it's just fine. I go to channel 40, and you know there's a gap right there. That's supposed to be 39, not 3 backwards C. And that's supposed to be 38. Well, unfortunately, there is some broken connections in the back, right back here. If I can get this lifted up, I will show you. Get the power set off here so you're not getting blinded by the light. Blinded by the light. Okay, now, I don't know how well you can see it, but right here is a ribbon cable. And, yeah, it is busted off in a couple spots. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be repairing this, and hopefully when I go like this, it's going to show channel 38 or 40 or whatever channel it's supposed to be on. So stay tuned. I'll be back in a moment. Anyway, YouTubers, I got it out. This right here is the channel select, which is for the 40 channels. Then this right here, I don't know how well you can see it. Okay, now this right here shows a channel. This are the LEDs that show the AM upper and lower sideband. Now, if you look right here, you see where it's broke. So that's what I'm going to be doing, is either soldering it back onto where it goes, or I might have to run jumper wires. But we will see. Stay tuned. Hey, fellow YouTubers and radio enthusiasts. This is going to be the very end of it. Well, I got some good news. It works. You know, let me get it bent down here. Back this up a bit. Okay, here's the power button. Okay, and look at that. It's showing right there, channel 1. Oh, there's channel 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this is where we're having problems last time. I went to channel 10 and we're showing 18. Oh ho! Look at that. There's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and last time it was showing 28. Oh ho! Look at that. It's showing 20. Now we go to 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Now last time it was showing 38. Oh ho! Channel 30. And we go to 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. Now like last time, it was showing 48. Now I'm sorry, this radio don't go up to 48. But it does go up to 40. And right back to channel 1. Okay, guys. This is White Tiger 1. I appreciate you, coming around, viewing my videos. And I hope that, me showing you a little bit of the soldering work that I did to this here might give you a little bit of a advantage on how to do so. Now, you want to consider this being a tutorial? Hey, that's fine and dandy. You want to consider it being a repair video? Hey, that's fine and dandy too, It's up to you, the viewer, on how you want to take this. But me, myself, and I, well, it was just something that needed to be done. So, like I say, my soldering isn't, the world's greatest soldering work, but, it does work good, and it does what it's supposed to do. So anyway, this is White Tiger 1. Please rate and subscribe. Have yourself a good day. Hey, fellow YouTubers. Well, guess what? After that work I did, I noticed that it was showing, like, every time I went to a zero number, like 10, 20, 30, or 40, it was showing, like for 10 it would show 18, for 20 it'd be 28, 30 be 38, 40 be 48. Well, guess what? Not now. There, we got channel 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and look at that, 10. And it goes all the way up to 20. Then it goes to 30. Then it goes all the way up to 40. Beforehand, it was having that little tiny line show up right there. See if I may be able to show you exactly what it was doing by using a little jumper wire here. I couldn't understand why it was doing what it was doing, but yeah, I figured it out. So yeah, it's all good. Take this little bit of wire right here and do. Wrapped up kind of decently here. See, I think it was touching against a terminal right next to it, which does not have that big of a gap. When I touch those two together, what happens? Yep, see that? It's showing 48, and that's where I was making my mistake. Right there, I'm touching those two terminals side by side. And look at that. The little line is showing up. I take the wire away, and it goes away. So that's what I did. I not have a very clean connection, but now I do. So now all four of my 40s are working. Now this switch here is for the upper lower sidebands. Right now it's AM. As you can see, that light right there is on. Look it over once. There's for the upper sideband. Click it one more time. It's lower. So I switch it back over to there. But as you can tell, it's back up working the way it should be. So what I'm going to wind up doing is I'm going to put the radio all back together and double check all my connections, make sure they're fairly decent. Granted, I'm not the world's greatest solderer, but you know, hey, it seems to be working just fine for what's going on right now. So once again, this is White Tiger 1, WYTTIGR, and the number 1 here on YouTube. Please rate, subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, hey, down there, hello, right there, down there. Yep, do it down there. Yep. So yeah, when I get this put back together, I will be showing you how good it actually works. I mean, granted, I may not be able to pick anybody up right now, but you know, I'll throw it back together, give it one more test, and see if it works. So once again, this is White Tiger 1 here on YouTube, so please rate and subscribe. I shall be back. Okay, YouTubers, how you doing? I know this ain't the proper way of doing it, but it'll work. Since this is just real small, minute areas to work with, I'm just going to be trimming off a little bit of this wire. Now this is out of a old network cable. Now I just got to take this little focus. A little bit of wire off of there. Then we do what's called tinning. And what tinning is, you take your solder, you take your soldering pencil, and you just put a little bit of solder on the pencil itself. And you take the wire that's bare and you touch it in there. And when that wire hits the proper temperature, come on. Okay, it's being a little pain in the butt. But nonetheless, just dab some solder on your soldering pencil. And kind of rub it back and forth a little bit. Oh, there she goes. And now if you notice, it's silver. So that's the solder that's on it. So, and this is very, very, very delicate. Let me bend this down so you can see. Okay, this all the way. Now, I've got to attach it to this terminal right here. So, let's see here. And I might have to put a little more solder on there, and I might have to trim it down a bit. I'm not sure. But I'll heat the wire up and touch the solder to it. There we go. Okay, yeah, this does have to be trimmed down. So unfortunately, I have to take just a little tiny snip off it. Like that. There. Now it's been disconnected. Now it's been cut off. So I follow this lead right to this little point right here. Let me get my pencil right. And I'm going to heat up that solder right there, if I can. Put a little dab of solder on here to kind of help it out a bit. Okay. Tip's dirty, so I got to clean it off a bit. Not no biggie. It happens to all soldering pencils. Eventually. Okay. Now is it melted right there? Oh yeah, good, good. Okay, now I take this wire and I go to, see where's that here? Follow that trace to right to here. So I touch onto there, and with the solder that's already on the pencil that's hot, should, oh, okay, there it goes, melting. So I just touch that wire to that right there, and it's connected. Add a little extra bit of solder just to make sure. Okay, good, good. That is a good solder joint. You can pick it up by the wire, so it's good to go. Now, I'm going to have to turn around and cut this wire again to the length I want. Looks like that. Now I trim down just a little bit of the coating off the wire itself. Like I said, I know this ain't the proper tool to use, but you know, it will work. So, there we go. Now, I got to tin this end of the wire, so I'm going to touch it right to the soldering pencil like I did last time. And just rub some solder over top. This is the easiest way to do it. Ah, there we go. We got a perfect soldering connection right there. Now, from that trace right there, I don't know how well you can see this or not, but it comes around to here, to this outer ring. This outer ring goes all the way around, back up into the ribbon cable, to this connector right here, which does have a little bit of solder on it, but it might need a little bit more. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to turn around, bend this here to where it's actually putting a little bit of pressure on there, like so. Add some more solder to the tip of my soldering pencil, and hopefully I don't burn myself. I'll get this to help hold in where I need it, like that. And I should be able to melt this right to that contact. Ooh, hot, hot, hot. Yeah, not very good to do it like that there. It's always best to lay it down if at all possible. Ooh, take a little extra solder off there. It's not needed right there at this time. There we go. Now I turn around, I put it back down on here, and the soldering's holding on there pretty good. So I should not have any problem at all getting this to hold in proper placement. Oh, get back on there, you dirty little son of a Wichita. Back on the solder mount that I got right there. Touch, touch, touch. Blow on it, and there we go. I got that particular little spot repaired. Now, I've got two more terminals. One right here, and following the trace that's supposed to go to it, it goes to right here. So I gotta make another jump wire to go from here to here. Then on the third, just follow the third one in, all the way around, goes to here. So I gotta connect to here, and I gotta connect to here. So, let's see what I could do with that. And as you can tell, this wire is going to be more than long enough to do so. And my cigarette's burning out. No biggie. I'll slide up another one. So anyway, put that down on the wire. Dab, dab, and perfect, perfect, perfect. Now I'm going to leave a little bit of extra slack on here, because you never know when you're going to need a little bit of extra slack on any kind of electronics. It never hurts. Okay, now that's going to be a nice little tight, tight, tight connection right there. But who don't like a little bit of tightness? I know I do. Okay, second connector goes to right here, so I wish I had a more fine point tip here, but I don't. Okay, and that one is on. Now I gotta make one more jump wire. And just to let you guys know, this is stranded wire. It's not your typical solid core wire like a lot of your network cables are. This is actually stranded, which don't really bother me too much. I just prefer to use solid, but you know, in a pinch, it will work. So, and I don't want people out there saying, "Oh, you're not doing that right. You're not soldering that connection properly." You know, I was taught by a very good friend of mine on how to solder, and he watched me solder. I actually completely rewired a electric scooter. And from what he told me, I did a really good job at it. So I don't want to hear any, well, you're not doing it right, you don't have to tin the wires, and blah, blah, blah. I don't need to hear that. Because I'm doing the soldering the way I was taught how to do it by one of my good friends. So, oh, get back on there. Come on, heat up. Heat up. And you don't want to keep it on there too long on something like this here, because it is just a real thin membrane type material. You don't want to leave it on there too long, because if you do, you could possibly cause more damage than what you're trying to repair. If I can get, oh, there we go. Blow on it. Okay, that's good. Take a hit off my cigarette here. Oh, cigarette smoke. Oh well. Okay, now this one here, the white wire, has got to go to the second one, which is right there, which I might have to trim that down just a smidge bit, which ain't gonna be no biggie. A little bit of that. Oh, right there. And I gotta tin it again. There we go. Run this over here. See, that's the second one. Bend carefully. You don't want to bend it too much, you might break the soldering. Which, yeah, you don't really want to do. So, now I got to heat this one up just a little bit. Let me get some solder on here. Gonna help a little bit. You don't need much solder neither, just to let you know. So, put this on here. Heat up, and voila! Look at that. It is attached. This one here might be a little bit more difficult to do due to the fact of the way I've got to angle the wire. And hopefully I can get it down on there, and not just the way the wire's got to be angled. It's such just, I mean, just a little like this here of a gap, just a small gap. And I don't want to bridge these connections together Because if that happens, well, yeah, it won't be good nonetheless. And look at that, voila. Okay, now, if all goes well, which I might have to retouch this one here a little bit. I'm not sure. It looks like there might be too much on there. But anyway, stay tuned.